Here we go. We're waiting to go live.
Good deal.
Yes. Let me check and make sure we started. Yeah. We are. So it's trying to catch up and go live. So there we go. Here we go. It's pulling us. It's pulling us. You know, when you're dealing with the laptop versus the big televisions, it's different. But it's just, I'm just thankful to God that He let me have a platform. That's what I'm grateful
Right,
for.
exactly. That's a
All
good
right.
thing.
So
Yes.
we live now. We live. So I want to thank you for agreeing to come on to this podcast. And just by talking with you from the first time I spoke with you, I was so excited. I could have just took off running. So all the information that you shared with me, I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna have so much for the viewers. And so the way that it works, you drive the car, I just keep it from going in the ditch. And what I mean by that is like
Okay.
if we're talking about something and then you want to transition into something else, and I might see like maybe I need to help a little bit there. But you come on
Okay.
here and
No
tell your
problem.
story. We're on here for an hour, and so that hour goes really fast. So we try to get you to give us all the
Yes, ma'am.
information. If I jump in and go to the viewers with some questions, I'll let you know. So at this point, I'm just
Yes,
gonna
ma'am.
turn it over to you.
All right, all right. First, I just want to tell you, Miss Electra and Miss Jacqueline, thank you for this opportunity to allow me to come on here and educate everyone about what's the most important power you have at this point. My name is Tierr'ishia Bell-Gibson. I was born and raised in Galveston County, and my story kind of goes like this. I was raised in a household where my father was in politics. My mom didn't believe that her vote mattered.
Okay.
So my mom didn't really vote. So as I got older, I would see the presidents, Ronald Reagan, Bush, Clinton. I would see all the presidents. So I was in tune to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I really started getting active once President Obama became president.
Okay.
So I started reading a little bit more and going from that point. And then when our last president, before Biden
Mm-hmm.
was elected, I was frustrated about a lot of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I felt like instead of being frustrated about what's going on, let me take action.
Yes.
At that time, I joined Texas Democratic Women of Galveston County, which is in uh, Galveston County. That's a women's group, Democratic women's group. I
Mm-hmm.
started there as the new membership person, and I grew from there, ended up being the president of TDWGC, and now elected June 2nd, I'm the county chair of Galveston County.
All right.
So since I've been elected, I've come in and just trying to do things a little bit different, become more active, be seen out in the community, and just educate the voters. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people don't vote because they don't understand what
Mm-hmm.
they're voting for or why they're voting. So that's what I try to make clear to anyone and everyone that I speak to.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
Yes, ma'am.
So tonight you're just gonna kind of like let us know some of the updates that's going on with the voting process, and I don't know if you want to talk about this on tonight, but a lot of people have concerns with redistricting. So I didn't know if you was going to bring that up on tonight, but I just put it out there in case that you can, because I know that y'all fall up under a lot of legal guidelines, and I don't be wanting to ask you to talk about something that you can't talk about, but you'll tell me.
Yes, ma'am, I will. Okay, so we'll start with one that I'll just throw out there that happened in our county. The county judge wanted to send the American Relief Fund a lot of our Galveston County money to build the wall. Now,
Mm,
a lot of us, Democrats, we have different views from one extreme to the other, but we all have the same process. We
mm-hmm.
do understand that it might be an issue, but that's not where our money needs to go. Our
Uh-huh.
money needs to stay here in Galveston County. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one issue that we kept on the radar. Now, every 10 years, as far as the redistricting is concerned, they do the census. And growing up, I was told, oh, don't answer the census question because they just trying to be in my business.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that they want to be in your business, but they want to be in your business for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you put that you're just only one person living in a household and it's really five,
Uh-huh.
then you're taking away funds that can come to help your community. So be honest and let them know, because the more people that we have in the county, the more money we can get for greater things for our seniors, our youth, our colleges, schools, and everything.
Okay.
So when the redistricting happened, the numbers changed. People have kids, they grow, people move away too. So every 10 years they go in and do the census. With that census, they go in and kind of divide the county of what the numbers should be equally as far as each precinct.
Mm-hmm.
Those precincts, like you talked to Commissioner Holmes last week, he's precinct 3, and that precinct was actually out of the 4 the only minority majority precinct, as well as the working class, people of color, Hispanics. That's where they all could choose
Mm-hmm.
their candidates.
Okay.
But now they went in and butchered it up. So they took that precinct 3 and basically slaughtered it.
Oh my
So now
goodness.
instead of the voters picking their candidate, is going to allow the candidate to pick their voters.
Oh no.
So that's why, yes, so that's why it's really important that we get the right people in office to stop these rules and laws.
Yes.
If we don't do anything about it, they're going to keep doing it to us.
Yes.
So keeping the voters educated on everything, but right now redistricting is really big. We have gotten some phone calls from the DOJ. They're looking into it. So
Okay.
hopefully we'll find something. But for right now, basically, we have allowed the candidates to pick their voters, which means that only precinct out of the 4 precincts, the only precinct that we really had a say, and when I say, I mean Democratic, people of color, Hispanic, that is no longer at this point. So we have to get out to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're in the middle of primaries. And like I've explained to a couple people, they think voting for the president is the most important, but that's actually not true. It is important,
Yeah.
but the most important vote is your more local races, like who's your county judge, who's your district attorney, who's your other judges, your precinct judges, your city councilmen, your commissioners, those are the most, even down to your school board.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we all know, this critical race theory that basically
Yes.
is a buzzword
Mm-hmm.
that they're using to put fear. And if you look up critical race theory, from what I can gather, it's an elective that you take in a college. Like we weren't taught critical race theory. So we are who we are. We're here. We can learn how to live together. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, but the only way that we can get this done is get the right people in office,
Mm-hmm.
get out the vote, educate the voters, and just come together as a party.
Yes.
And just we're here to win. Galveston County used to be a blue county.
Okay.
So my goal at this point is to get it, if not blue, but
Mm-hmm.
as close to purple as possible.
Okay.
So
Okay. You know, in listening to you talk about that redistricting and then funneling into the primaries, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was just like you, just vote for the president. Didn't have a full understanding until you were talking to me. I'm being honest the other day about primaries. So I know there are some other people that I've talked to about, they really not clear on what it means to be in a primary. Can you share that with us in a little more depth?
yes, ma'am. So basically, the primaries is the midterms, and like I said earlier, we as Democrats we have different views. And I'll give you an example. Some of us believe that everyone should have guns. But at the same token, we believe you should go to a class, get your license, make sure you have the proper background checks. So we don't want to take anybody's guns.
Uh-huh.
Some of us don't believe in abortion, but some of us believe in women's rights as well. So you can go,
Yes.
we are a party that have different views. So the primaries are basically in Galveston County primaries, we have 33 Democratic candidates that's running for 10 races.
Okay.
So that means And attorney general is 5 Democrats that's running, and governor is 4 Democrats that's running. State rep is 3 Dem. So you have to decide. Let's just take the attorney general and it's 5. You have to
Okay.
decide out of those 5 Democratic candidates which one best represents you.
Okay.
So that's when you go in to the primaries, and because whichever one wins out of the primaries, that's the Democrat that's going to be on the general election ticket. So it'll be
Okay.
a Democrat and Republican. So right
Okay.
now it's almost like a tournament. It's
Okay.
almost like a tournament.
Yeah.
So you're picking the best candidate that can represent you in that particular race.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So that's why the primaries are very important, because, like I say, with the attorney general, you have 5 different people that might have their overall view is the same, but they might have different views that appeal to you more so than the others. So
Okay.
you have to go in and vote on which one of these 5 candidates do I agree with the most.
Okay.
So,
And where do people find that information on the candidates? Because that was another question. Like some people say, well, I went to go vote and I didn't know a lot. I knew a few on there, but a lot of them I didn't know. So I just voted for a woman.
right, right. And that's so unfortunate. And I will say once again, we as Democrats, a lot of us are working class individuals. We have a lot of business owners, but for the most part, we are working class individuals that believe in, wearing our masks and staying safe. So we were affected during COVID. A lot of
Yes.
candidates that's running was affected. So their funds isn't what they would like them to be. And
Okay.
also, as far as us donors, the voters, we were affected too. So it's hard
Yeah.
for us to donate because it does
Yeah.
take money to run a campaign.
Yes.
But one of the things that I did, like for instance, we have our county party meeting every second Thursday, and this in February we had a candidate forum. So we
Okay.
invited majority of the primary candidates came on, and they were able to. We asked them two to three questions, and they answered it. So just listening to them, you could decide, okay, yeah, I kind of like what he said, and I didn't really, so I might want to vote. And I do have that. So if anyone, and I'll give out my email address and my
Okay.
contact information at the end of the show. But if
Okay.
anyone would like their recording, I can email that Zoom recording to them.
Okay.
Also, I created a spreadsheet with the different candidates names and what positions they're running for. And I've also
Yeah.
highlighted the ones that are primary candidates,
Okay.
and their website is next to their name.
Okay.
So I can email that to you, and you
Please
can just
do.
click on their website, kind of glance through it, and just see, which candidate you prefer better. But I will say, vote on every position on the ballot. Please vote
Yes.
for every position on the ballot, because every position is important. And if you don't know, what does this person do? I guarantee you on their website, they're going to explain what they're doing and why they're important. And also, if you vote all the way through to the ballot, when you get to the very last name, that'll be mine. So make sure y'all vote for me.
I did.
Thank you.
I say
Thank you.
okay. Okay. I'm voting for her.
Thank you. Thank you.
Another big question was, it keeps coming up about when people have been incarcerated. Um, what do they do to find out whether or not they can vote? Because a lot of people got mixed information.
Right, right.
So,
Well, I will say this: if you've been incarcerated and you have a felony, and I say these terms to you, are you off paper? You know what I'm saying. You don't
yes, I do.
owe. You're not reporting. You don't owe any more money. You paid your debt, because none of us are perfect, and we
That's
all make
right.
mistakes. Just some of us got away with it. You
Mm-hmm.
know. But people, they do have a right. If you're off paper, if you had a felony and you're officially off paper, then you have the right to vote. Anyone that has a misdemeanor or something like that, you can vote. You
Okay.
have the right to vote. It's your voice. Your voice is the most powerful thing you have.
Yes.
You know. And I know a lot of people what's going on with the voter suppression, and it is wrong what they're doing. I would like to say
Mm-hmm.
Um, I keep in close contact with what's going on in Galveston County Democrats
Okay.
right now, and I
Mm-hmm.
will say that as much as we've been affected from this voter suppression, the
Mm-hmm.
other side has also. They've
Oh,
been
okay.
affected.
Okay.
So it's not just us, but I can say also, I know our forefathers and our ancestors fought for us to vote. And
Yes.
we are asking that everyone please put their driver's license, if you're voting by mail, put your driver's license and your last four of the social. Because I will say this, I'd rather put my driver's license and the last four of my social on a piece of paper to let my voice be heard than
Mm-hmm.
have to count jelly beans in a jar or recite
Yes.
the first couple pages of the Constitution.
Yeah. You know,
So it
what about this rejection thing? What about these ballots that's being rejected? What's going on with that? Because that's some of the reason
so
why people scared to do the mail-in
right.
now.
Right. So the first thing I will require everyone to do is, if you can get out of your house, whether you transfer yourself to a wheelchair and get in your car,
Mm-hmm.
go to the polls. We have 28 polling locations right now, and early voting ends this weekend. But on election day, we'll have 38 polling locations. If you
Mm-hmm.
can get in your car and have someone drive you to the polling location, they will
Mm-hmm.
come out and take your vote. They will come out and let you cast a ballot.
Mm-hmm.
If you just absolutely cannot leave your house and that's the only way you can vote by mail, all we're asking for is that you make sure that you put your driver's license and your last four. And
Okay.
I've had people say, well, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Okay, I understand that. So if you just put your driver's license number and they type in your driver's license number to look for you at the state and they don't find you because when you were 18, you used your last four of your social,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't remember what you put when you first registered to vote.
Yeah.
So if you just want to put one or the other, we're urging everyone to please put a contact, your phone number or your email, so we
Mm-hmm.
can call you so you can come in and correct it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, I'm very involved with what's going on with the ballots and the rejection. So I have my workers that's reaching out. So if you get a call from
Mm-hmm.
any of our workers saying, hey, we need you to come in and correct that, please come in and correct it. One thing I do, my workers started on the 15th,
Okay.
which would give us time for the mistakes to be caught, contact people and have them come in and correct it. So we made sure we had people in place to start looking for that early on.
Oh, okay.
So please, 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 we encourage you. Most importantly, if you get to the polls and just drive up, it's a
Mm-hmm.
number on the door. You call someone to come out. If you just can't do that, please make sure you put your driver's license the last four. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you have to put at least one, but make sure you put your phone number. We prefer phone number so we can call you and let you know, hey, we found a mistake. We need you to come in and fix it so we can get your vote counted.
Good deal. Um, I know a lot of candidates don't like to talk about money, but it takes money to run campaigns. What is it that people can do to donate? Because you can't win anything with an empty pocket. And I've been saying this over and over again. I quote Fannie Lou Hamer. She said, "You can pray until you faint, but God is not just
Yeah,
gonna come sit it in your lap." And that's the
right.
thing. I believe it takes courage. This is me. It takes courage to get out here, because when y'all get out here and run, you've got people that start just targeting your family. So when y'all start running, you're not the only one running. They start going trying to find stuff on your husband and your wives and your children and all this crazy stuff, because that's just what people do. But I truly, I truly salute you guys for jumping out here, not jumping out, but getting out here and saying, I'm gonna do this because I wanna see change. I want to
Mm-hmm.
see things happen and not try to turn back time, but move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about money and how people can donate, because again, I'm gonna go back and say it. You pray until you faint. But God ain't just
Yeah,
gonna sit
yeah.
it in your lap.
Right. And this is so true. And it's funny you brought that up because once again, I will have to blame COVID for this because, like I say, we are the COVID friendly party. So we've been mindful of our seniors, of our youth, and just really taking care of each other. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about we the people. So trying to donate money via Zoom is kind of hard. But my goal for next month, starting after the primaries, because the primaries are here, it's really not too much you can do. You can still go to their page and donate. But after the primaries, when we start working toward the general election November, starting in March, we want to start having more in-person meetings. At those in-person meetings, the candidates will show up. We'll let them get up, give their spiel, give out their cards, ask for donations at that time. And we're also looking into doing like coordinated fundraisers for the candidates, because it is going to take money. And like I say, if you go out to drive to anywhere in Galveston County, you see nothing but Republican signs because they have money. They have the money. So it's going to take all of us to come together, and whether it's $1 to $1,000, any little bit helps. So it's been hard. The candidates aren't able to really go door to door because you still kind of respect everybody's
situation
health,
with this pandemic.
health and situation. Right. But like I say, with everything turning to where it's turning, we want to start doing some in-person, still being COVID friendly though, but more in-person events for the candidates to raise money and just get more volunteers because candidates need a team also. So if you're interested, if you don't know much about politics and want to get involved, Galveston County has several different organizations and clubs. We have Galveston Island Dems in Galveston. We have Texas Democratic Women of Galveston County. We have Coalition of Black Democrats in Galveston County. We have Friendswood Democrats. So we range from Galveston to Friendswood. And if you want to get involved to find out what's going on and keep up and just help, because like I say, we can all get on social media or call a girlfriend, like my pastor on the telephone, and say, oh, I don't like the way the roads, we have holes in the road, or, I don't like what they're teaching my kids at school. So instead of posting that or calling people, get involved because at the end of the day, this is your county. And you should have a say on what goes on in your county. You pay your money here.
Exactly.
It's like me going to a store paying. It's like me going to a store paying. It's like me going to HEB, paying them $200 and leaving out with an empty basket. I'm just throwing my money away. So if I'm going to put my money into this, I should have something to say about how things are going down here. And, and it is hard because, like I say, when you mentioned about people attacking you, that's one of the other party's biggest things. They believe in that fear mongering.
Oh, yes.
And I'll give you an example. Oh, they're going to teach your kids critical race theory. They're not teaching them kids critical race theory. How about someone just stop and ask the kids what do they want to learn? Sometimes us adults can get so involved that we decide for kids, and these kids, this generation, they're very vocal. They're very vocal.
They are.
And a lot of the young adults don't want to have anything to do with either party because they see, how it is inside the party. So that's the narrative. Yeah. So that's the narrative I'm trying to change. And basically my biggest thing is to build relationships, educate the voter, let you all know why it's the most important to get out the vote. Because if you don't get out the vote, they will pass whatever it is, and all you have to do is complain about it. So if you have a voice to complain about it, then use your voice to vote on it or make a change to it.
That's right. And leading into from there to the next question I wanted to kind of put out here, because young people view this podcast too as well. And and some of the questions that I get from young people is, well, what do? We don't know what to do. Or are they going to have something that we can really go out there and just move the people? So I'm just telling you, young people are concerned too. They just don't know what to do. And during the presidential race with this last one, my two nephews, we had at my house, before the pandemic situation and stuff, I was trying to have these why we vote segments inside my house because everybody can do something. And when they voted for the first time, they had never voted, and their mom pushed it. They cried, just knowing that they had never did something like that. So now my grandson, this will be his first time that he'll be able to vote because when he went and got his driver's license, they signed him up for, they registered him. And my thing, and I'm not just
Right.
saying it because it's them, I'm saying because it's in every family. Every family. What are some things that can be done with young people so that they can start being some feet on the ground too? Because they can help you
Right.
guys too.
Right. The very first thing we need to do with these young adults is listen to them. That's the first thing we need to do. We need to listen to them, and not just listen to them, but we need to hear them. We have a diversity and inclusion group with the Galveston County Democratic Party, and our Eddie Munoz is the chair, and he's really good. Part of the diversity and inclusion is to reach out to the young people. We actually, every 2 years, according to the Texas state law, we can register high school students, seniors. And so that's what our diversity and inclusion team is working on now, trying to get in. The first part of the year, we would like to just educate them on why it's important to vote. But they watch the news, they see what's going on. They see, females, your women rights are being taken.
Yes.
Any and everyone can have a gun now, I had to take a class to get my license, and spent money to do it. And
Me
now
too.
anyone can walk around with
Me
it.
too.
So, like I say, they have a voice. So the first time we go into high schools, we would like to just educate them. First of all, just hear them out. What are your concerns? What do you see that's taking place that maybe we can help? A lot of things that's going on in Galveston County is the shooting. And at the end of the day, these young people, they don't have anything to do once they graduate from high school. They, I remember growing up, we had arcades, skating rink, but
Yeah.
these kids have absolutely nothing. So
No.
if we can educate them as parents, as in the high school, why it's important, because at the end of the day, they can end up being candidates, and I encourage anyone to be a candidate. If you feel like, I never really thought about being a candidate, but maybe let me just put my feet in the water, let me just get involved with it first. You might be a candidate. You might say, you know what, I don't like the way things going on at the school board. When that time comes, yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to throw in, when we're talking about the youth and talking about, as they become of age to vote, I want to make sure that parents understand it's not just voting education that needs to start at home. All education needs to start at home. If you want your children to be educated and wise and have a thirst for learning, you have to teach them that as children,
right?
For the most part. And the same thing, don't be afraid to talk to your children about voting. We need to encourage parents not to shy away from it, not necessarily to force their children into a particular party or to vote for who they say, but to make them aware that they are part of the process. And I think we can't just start when they're in high school. We have to start educating our children when they are children, that they are part of the process.
Right. And I think, and I'll go back as far as George Floyd. Little people, as well as young adults, have been really paying attention to what's going on, because it's one situation after, it's just so many, just array of things. Like the news has been, breaking news is normal now. I remember a time when you heard breaking news, you run to the TV, what's going on? But now breaking news is just normal.
Every day.
So they are paying attention every day. And so they are paying attention and seeing what's going on, and they're being vocal about it. So because, for one, we need to teach our kids that they do have a voice and their voice matters, because we're raising adults. We're not raising kids. They're just kids for a period of time, but we're actually raising adults. So when you're educated, you can educate them on why it's important and what to look out for. Yes.
See, that's why it's so important with you being on here tonight, because you're breaking things down so clearly. And for young people who are listening, they may not get in the chat section, but later on, I hear them, they talk about it. And my thing is having you on and Reverend King and Commissioner Holmes and Maxine, all of y'all have just came in on that situation with young people with this gun violence. And that ties into what you were saying, the importance of voting local races. Because if your chief don't care what happens, you have the George Floyds and the other people that Trayvon Martins and just people around the world. And that doesn't mean that it can't be your child. Because
Exactly.
initially, like you were saying, even with the governors, you get somebody that say, you don't need no CHL. But we went to go get them.
Yeah.
Now everybody
Yeah.
has a gun, and people are just, you can't, it's breaking news that you can't even wake up.
It's it's like it was like the gates of guns was open and now everyone has a gun. And first of all, COVID, I tell people I consider my mental status to be pretty stable.
Yeah.
But with COVID, I was tested a few times. So I could just sympathize with someone who didn't go into COVID mentally stable as I am. And so going through that, it doesn't take anything now for people to get angry. First thing they want to do is
Yes.
pull out their gun that they didn't have to take a class for, they didn't have to pay for it. They could just go to the local pawn shop and get it. And everyone, so like I say, it's violence everywhere. This shooting is going on everywhere, not just in Galveston County.
Right.
The unfortunate part about Galveston County is because we live here, it just seems like, and it is sometimes every day.
Yeah.
But once again, I feel like that falls on us as elders to make sure that our young people have something to hope for and look for and do, after they graduate. Because not everybody's meant to go to college.
Right.
It's just not,
Right.
and a lot can't afford college.
Right.
So vote for candidates that can push the free college. If that's what you want.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I just want to tell our young people, you all are vocal. Use your voice. You are our future. I'm not going to be here forever. So it's going to take our future to come in and fill those shoes or come in and change what was going on. So we depend on our future. Our future is very important, and that's in our young people.
Yes. And that's one of the reasons, Ms. Gibson, that I use in my marketing strategy, music. Because music will make a person stop. Say, what's that? They like the song, but then because they like the song, they're going to see what that message is. And so in communications, my professor during the time when I was in school, he said one of the things in advertising, always attach something. What captures people? The music. Even if a person don't know a song, they'll stop long enough to hear that song. And it's the same thing with our youth. If you put something out there, they're going to remember that song and where they saw that at. So you may see me when I was advertising for you coming on, I use different music. Even though it's music from my day, like I run into a young person and they'll say, oh, I heard that song that you had. Yeah, but did you see the message?
Yes.
Yeah. But it's like, I've been bringing it home with we the people. Because the message behind that is just what you're saying. We the people. Not they the politician. We the people.
Right.
We hire them. We hire them through our votes. But yet we allow them to just sit there 10, 20, 30, 40 years doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. So having a person like you in a party chair that say, no, we got to get this done. No, we got to change some things. This don't look right to me. And not be afraid doing it. You don't even have to open your mouth and I can tell you're not afraid of doing it. See, that's what I like. I like that. Now, she's not afraid to do it. She's not afraid. Because when you get people afraid, people know. Like I can look at you and I know you're courageous. I can look at someone else and say, man, look, man, she need to go back home because she can't handle these people.
Thank you. And Right. And I will say, when I was elected June 2nd, 2021, I just like almost 8 months in, but I am the first Black woman to hold this position.
Yes.
So that
Good.
meant a lot to me. You know, I'm honored to even have this position and to be the first Black woman to hold this position. So I made a vow to God that I'm doing this for the people. It's
Mm-hmm.
not about me, it's for the people. And so that's one of the things that we've worked on is building relationships, being seen, being heard. Because at the end of the day, growing up, I wouldn't see politicians until it was a couple weeks before voting. And, you know,
Exactly.
that used to just irritate me because I'm like, where are you from and who are you?
Mm-hmm.
But when I started in June, that was my first goal to build relationships, get out in the community. So we were in the Juneteenth parade in Galveston and Texas City. We were in the 4th of July parade in Galveston and Texas City. We went to the Juneteenth gala and banquet together as a party. We've done a couple calls to actions at the League City community room whenever we have issues we want to
Uh-huh.
show up to
Uh-huh.
say, hey, look, we're better in numbers. So we're very active, and if anyone out there wants to learn more, be educated, updated, even get involved, whether on a volunteer level or a candidate level, I would love for you to reach out to me. My email, can I give out my email right now?
Whatever you want to do. You're in
Okay.
control. You driving the
Okay.
car.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So my email is GCDP for Galveston County Democratic Party, GCDP chair CHAIR.Gibson GIBSON @gmail.com. Or you can contact me at 409-245-9880. You can also text me your email address to that number. And if you would like to be added to our Google group, we can definitely add you so you can stay updated on what we're doing, how to join us, you know, and everything that's taking place in Galveston County. And this just to let everyone know who's watching what's going on in Galveston County is going on worldwide.
Yes.
So you can
Yes.
be very beneficial whether you're in Brazoria County, Harris County, in a whole nother state, in a whole nother country. Your voice does matter. So just keep that in mind.
Okay. One of the things I want you to kind of tell us about in your role that you're doing right now, some of the things that you're doing, some of the things you're looking forward to doing in that role, not just actively, not just as a candidate, but moving into the future. If you would share that with just giving the people the opportunity to know you even more at a wider range.
Okay. Well, my ultimate goal, and well, let me start with my role. My role as a county chair is basically, my job is to find candidates that can represent us as the party. My job is to get voters to get registered to vote, get voters to the polls, educate the county. So that's my role, just to basically keep the county educated.
Okay.
Like I say, just in the last few months, we have grown. A lot of people are seeing us out more. I have an awesome group of advisory board as well as the CEC board, which is precinct chairs. And I'll touch a little bit on precinct chair also,
Okay. Okay.
because that's an important role too. So our goal is to basically get the word out, pollinate, and turn this county back blue.
Okay.
So that's our future, just to grow. And the best way that we can turn the county back blue is by growing in numbers.
Yes.
And as I mentioned about precinct chairs, we have a ton of precincts in Galveston County. Precincts you can find on your voter registration card, or if you don't know, we can find out for you. But they changed those precincts. Remember when I said it was 4 precincts?
Yes.
Well, your number either starts with 1. Your precinct number either starts with 1, 2, 3, or 4. And so we have precinct chairs, which are individuals like yourself that can say, hey, it's Tierr'ishia, I want to be a precinct chair.
Oh, okay.
You can come in. You can come in, get with me. We just had our deadline for applications to be in, but we have another process that if you're interested in being a precinct chair, we could still get you taken care of. But you're responsible for your precinct.
Okay.
Say it's just the area you live in. So your job is to, after training that we're going to give the precinct chairs, your job is to keep your surrounding neighbors, your Democrats, updated on, hey, they're having early voting today, or, do you have any questions about anything? One thing I required my precinct chairs to do is become voter deputy registrars, volunteer deputy voter registrar, which is a VDR. And that means that you can register anyone to vote.
Oh, okay.
So you can be in the grocery store, right now the deadline to register votes for the primaries is over, but people can still register to vote in November.
Okay.
But you can be in a grocery store, say, Ms. Elector, you in a grocery store, and someone say, you just have a conversation, and the person say, I'm not even registered to vote. You can say, you know what, I'm a VDR. Let me fill this out right there. I'll turn this in for you. So the more people we get to vote, the more we can keep them educated on why to vote. So our biggest thing is outreach and voter registration.
Okay. So it's more like education, registration, participation. You educate them, then you register them, and then you get them to participate. Because
yes, ma'am.
If you do all that and they don't participate, it's null and void. So
right.
That's so
like
important.
I say, a lot of people. Right. Like I say, a lot of people don't do because they don't know what to do. And they don't know what they're doing it for. So that's one thing that I've changed. Even with let's say the redistricting. We had the redistricting that took place. We sent out emails and text messages breaking down each map that they had and which map is the best for the county. And so you were able to submit basically your concerns with the little template that we gave you to kind of go off of. So, we're getting in like that to help you even figure out how to say what you want to say, So we're here, we're growing, we're learning. I have a lot of new people. We're learning together. Like I say, if anyone is interested in joining us, we welcome new ideas because we all have great ideas, but sitting on that great idea, not doing nothing with it is not getting anybody anywhere.
Yeah. Because to do nothing doesn't take anything. It don't take nothing to do nothing. But
it takes absolutely nothing to do nothing.
But the beauty of what you do and how you're approaching us on tonight, and I know that this is probably how you move because you're inclusive. Your yes, conversation includes and it allows the viewers to know she really cares because you are answering a lot of questions. You really are answering a lot of questions that I had in my mind. Yes, oh, you're doing a wonderful job. That I had in my mind, and some people as I was leading up to this were just saying, can you ask about this? Can you ask about that? And so that's why, I've been asking these different things that come to my mind. One of the things I was also asked to ask about was, and Jackie might have shared this with you, about finding out about voters' background. And you might have already said that, about how do we find out about the voter, because Jackie was saying something about the Texas League of Women or something like that.
Are you saying
I
for the candidates?
Yeah.
You saying for the candidates?
Yeah. She's saying, where can they find information? And you were saying that go ahead and tell again about that, where you have all the information.
So what I can do is, if it's for the candidates, the primary candidates and other candidates that we have, I have a Zoom recording from our candidate forum that I can email to whoever needs it. And I also have a spreadsheet of each candidate, each race they're running. They're highlighted which ones are the primaries with their website next to their name. And you can just jump on their website and go check them out. So I can email that to anyone. I will email it to both of you ladies, and you all can spread it, share it. Like I say, if anyone has any questions, concerns, I can start.
Ms. Gibson, I'm going to send you a text, an email right now with my email address. And if you would email that to me, I will make sure it gets in the comments of your spreadsheet gets in the comments of this discussion, so that
Okay. Yes,
anyone
ma'am.
who's watching this discussion can just look in the comment section and see your spreadsheet. So I'll do that
Okay.
right
Yes,
now,
ma'am.
and
Yes,
then
ma'am.
I'll as soon as you send that to me
Jackie,
after you're done talking. Yes, ma'am.
Jackie, did you share with her about what was going on with that site?
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
told her that about that problem. Um,
Yeah, and that's why I say I'll send this spreadsheet, and you could just go to each individual website and just, yeah,
I
purchase so you
understand.
can get on there.
Okay.
And if you, yeah,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Good. Thank you. It's me. I was just a little mixed up there.
That's okay. That's okay.
And so
That's
I
okay.
did.
another thing was when you were saying about the disabled, they can just go to the site and it's a space out there where they can call in to the site.
Yes, ma'am. So they can, like I say, if you can get someone to let's say someone in a wheelchair or walker, if you can get someone to transfer you from your house to your car on the passenger side, and you get someone to drive you to the polls,
Mm-hmm.
it's a number on the door at each polling location.
Mhm.
Like I said, we have 28 polling locations for the early voting. We
Mm-hmm.
have 38 polling locations for election day. If you pull up in the parking lot, the designated parking area, and call that number, they will come out with a tablet and let you cast your ballot.
Okay. Something else
So I
I
say I encourage everyone to get there, to get if you can get there. But if you just can't, just make sure you do the things that we need you to do with the driver's license and social security and contact information.
okay. The next thing I want you to kind of share with everybody is because I think it'll sound better coming from you. Uh, the days, the importance of early voting, and the dates remaining for this voting section that we're in now. If you could just share that with the viewers.
Yes, ma'am. And also email Ms. Jackie. I'm sending you. I'm also going to send you the notice with the polling
Okay.
location and the
Great.
times. Yes, ma'am. So today is Wednesday. The last day to actually vote will be the 25th,
Okay.
Friday
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
at 7 p.m. Right now, the locations last week, we started February 14th on last week, and the polling locations were open to 5. This week, they're open to 7.
Just
So I encourage everyone to get out early, vote, make sure you vote. And then March 1st is actually election day, and that's from 7 to 7. And I will say, because in the news they were saying, oh, you can't give people water,
yeah.
you'll get, it's going to be lines. And like I said, there are 28 polling locations, will be 38 on election day.
Okay.
And if you go, and each city has multiple polling locations. If you go to one location and you see a line,
Mm-hmm.
you can just drive maybe 5 miles up the road and find another polling location. So
Okay.
I promise you, when I sat on the outside looking in, it did look scary.
Yes.
But me sitting on the inside, looking inside,
Uh huh.
it's not what you think it is. It's not as
Okay.
bad as you think it is. Even with the poll watchers,
Mm-hmm.
people might intimidate me, with the poll watchers. We were fearful of that too. But one thing we do have going on, we have in Galveston County a joint primary going on, which means that we use the same building, same space
Okay.
that the other party does.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
When you go in, the primaries are basically the time that you acknowledge what party you want to vote for. So
Okay.
when you go into your polling locations, they're going to ask you, or you will see on the tables, we have just as many Democrats as Republicans working at each polling location.
Yeah.
When you go in, if you don't see a Democratic sign or Republican sign, they'll ask you, what party are you voting for?
Yeah.
I got a lot of calls. Well, why they ask me that?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the time when you pretty much announce what party you're going to vote in.
Okay.
Now, because there has been times when the other party has voted for Democrat. If
Oh.
you do that,
Uh huh.
you could sign an oath, And all that happens during the March convention, which I want to talk about real fast. I know it's getting close, but
No, go ahead. Take
when you
your
go
time.
in and say, hey, when you go in and say, hey, I want to vote Democratic, they're going to give you a number. You're going to go to your little booth, put that number in, and your Democrat, there's nothing but Democrats on that page.
Yes.
So you'll get no one. I have not heard or got any phone calls where people were looking over your shoulder, because for one, they cannot do that.
Yeah.
And if anyone goes to any polling location and feel like they're being intimidated, then you go to that party's judge. You have a Democratic judge there, and you have a Republican judge, or you tell one of the workers, and they will report that. And and those judges there have a right to remove that person away from the voting location. But like I say, we have Democratic poll watchers and we have Republican poll watchers. So it's pretty much, we're making sure that everything is fair and equal in Galveston County. And I'm staying on top of it. So like I say, nothing is being done that I'm not on top of.
Yes.
Just know that.
Okay.
Just know that.
I'm grateful for that.
Me too.
So
and I'll tell you, the last incident we went to, we turned in our polling locations, and so we had a number of polling locations. I get probably a couple of days before a special meeting that they were trying to remove 7 of our important polling locations, 7 of our most important Democratic polling locations. So me and my secretary showed up to the special meeting they had, and thank God we did. We voiced our opinion, and they end up putting those polling locations back on the list. So that's why I say if I know anything about it and it's not going in the right direction, you will see me there. And not only that, but I sent out call to actions too to get everybody else to come. I didn't send out a call to action to this one because it was a real quick, because what I'm learning is they try to do stuff real quick and behind your back. Thank God I have eyes and ears everywhere. So
what I hear you saying is to us, stay organized and get more organized, because we're going to need it, right?
We're definitely going to need it. What I will tell you is stay educated.
Okay.
When you're educated, it's easier to organize because you'll understand what you're organizing for. But like I say, the biggest thing and the most important thing is get involved. If you do not like what's going on, and if you're mad about any of the craziness that has been passed, any of it, I don't care if it's 1 or 10, get involved.
Okay.
We have to be the change we want to see. Yes. We cannot continue to just sit down, sit back, and let these people continue to change the way we know we're supposed to live.
Yeah.
We want it to be a even playing field, but unfortunately, that's not how the party operates. So what we have to do as a party, we have to think outside the box, and we have to get more involved to figure out how can we turn this uneven playing field into the point where we have candidates and people that's going to speak for us and not just a particular race or gender. We want someone that speaks for all of us, because at the end of the day, we are the people.
Yes.
We the people.
We are the people. We are the people.
We are the people. We are the people. We pay their salaries. It's like you getting a maid to come to your house and clean up, and you pay her money and she leave and nothing has been done.
Yeah.
I'm wasting my money. I need someone that's going to do. And we also have to learn how to hold the candidates accountable.
Yes.
We do.
Yes.
I tell my team all the time, I want you all to hold me accountable, because guess what? I'm going to definitely hold you accountable.
Yes.
I'm going to definitely hold you accountable.
Yes.
I want to make sure that it's very clear that Miss Gibson may be a Black woman, but she is for all of us.
Yes,
I am here with this color of my skin to let you know that there is no discrimination happening within this voting process. And if it gets noticed, it will get taken care of. If you feel discriminated against for any reason, whatever the color of your skin, you
Yeah.
can email Miss Gibson. I'm going to put her email address and her phone number in this comment of this video. She is for all of us. She's getting
Yes.
this
Yes,
vote,
ma'am.
making this vote equal and making this vote count for all of us.
Yes.
Don't
Yes, ma'am.
hesitate to contact her if you have a problem.
Please.
That's
Doesn't
right.
matter
Please.
what color your skin is.
At
She
all.
is not the slightest going to be preferential to any race or
Yes.
any gender. She
Yes.
wants to help us all. So I just want to make sure that nobody is thinking, oh, well, I can't count on her. Yes, you can count on
Yes, you
her. I
can.
can tell you that.
You
Yes, you can.
you can definitely count on me. And one thing I will say, I'm a big hugger, but I also wear my mask. And I don't care what you look like,
Mm-hmm.
young, old, black, white, I'm a hug you. If I meet you, I'm a hug you because, like I say, we all we have more in common than not.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? We have
Yes.
more in common. We it's really one race, and that's the human
That's
race.
the
It's
human
the human
race.
race
That's right. That's right.
because we all go through trials and tribulations. We
Mm-hmm.
all go deal with deaths in the family. We deal with divorce. We deal with kids getting older. We all have bills, have jobs. We
Yes.
all,
Yes. We the
we all,
people.
we the people. Yes, ma'am.
You're right. I have some comments on here, and two people are just speaking to you saying good evening, and then another
Hello.
viewer says awesome information, and then we have a viewer that said I cast my vote for you today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I
Yes.
promise you, I do not take this job lightly. It's a non-paying job, so I'm not here for the money by any means, because no
Yes.
money is involved. I do this for the love that I have for the people, and I just want us to understand that we can be better, but it's going to take all of us. So thank you for your vote.
Well, Miss Gibson, before you get off of
Yes,
here,
ma'am.
got a viewer
Yes, ma'am.
says this. Ain't got nothing to do with voting. But you gonna laugh.
Okay.
She say, I love your hair. She does that.
Thank you
I
so
know the
much.
viewer, and she does that. That's what she do down in
Uh-huh.
Dallas. You got people listening. They
Okay.
just not all just here. But she said, I love your hair. Have another viewer
Thank you so
say,
much.
this information is so good to know. Have another viewer saying great information. So the the,
Thank you.
the, the
Thank
subject
you.
of the day is that you got voted for today and they love your hair.
Yes.
It is pretty.
Thank
I
you.
meant
Thank
Betty,
you.
but
Thank you.
since the viewer said it, I'm just gonna say I love your hair.
Thank
Well,
you so much. I'm kind of out of the box. Like I say, I'm a preacher's kid. I'm a PK, like they say. And growing up, I pretty much have lived my life in a fishbowl. But I'm one of those preacher kids that when they say color inside the box, I want the color outside the box just to see what I could create. So thank you.
I gotta give you one more viewer's comment. I told my kids just
Yes.
today that there is only one race, yet educated people are still referred to different eth- ethnicities as races, and that's true. It's true. But as good the viewers,
Yes.
it's just people listening to what you're saying, and it's really hitting home. But
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad you came on
And like
tonight.
I say,
Go
the
ahead, go
best
ahead.
thing for us to do is educate our kids at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to hear people say, oh, well, I don't look at color, and I used to say that too, but then I realized, let's not say that no more.
No,
Let's
say
look at color. Let's embrace a different color. Like, I'm interested to know what other cultures do. That's what
Yes, me
really
too.
makes us
let
great, because
let's
we
embrace
just
the individuality of
the
every
individual of
person.
Yes, because we're all, like I say, we're all the same and as humans, but we're all different, and that's the uniqueness of everything because it's only one Tierr'ishia, it's only one Electra, it's only one. So be the best you can be. We're only here for a short period of time. We saw that with COVID. So
Yes.
make sure, when I leave here, I want to leave a legacy for my grandkids. I have
Me
two
too.
beautiful grandkids. So, a lot of this I do for my kids, but I really do it for my grandkids because if they're trying to
Yeah.
take my voting rights away from me now
Oh, they won't
and
have
and
any.
everything that I would like to see happen, I don't even want to imagine what my grandkids will have to go through. They might get back to counting the jelly beans in a
Yes.
jar and we have to stay educated on we're so far away from that. Let's keep moving forward. So like I say, I encourage everyone become a part of the Democratic Party, whatever county you're in. We have 245 counties in Texas. Every county is being affected the same way as Galveston County in Texas. We know Texas is red, but we all we can start with is one county at a time. Get in contact with your local Democratic parties and become a volunteer. If there's no more than making phone calls or doing block walking or just showing up to meetings just to be educated to spread it to other people.
Yes. Well, a viewer says, preachers' kids are the best. See, every time you say something, somebody responds. So, PJs are the best.
Thank you.
Well, I want to, before
Thank
this
you.
thing
Thank you.
cuts us off, Zoom will cut you off. I am so excited about you
Yes,
coming on.
ma'am.
I want you to know that you can come back on at any time. You just reach out to me. It don't have
Thank
to
you.
be scheduled. You can come on and say, Miss Alexa, I something that I need to get out there. Can I get on your platform?
Hmm.
Hey, we fire this thing up.
Especially when you have the senior events for seniors and stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we got a lot of Galveston County seniors watching
Yes,
this
ma'am.
podcast. So
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. And I love my seniors. I do. Um, as a little girl growing up, my mom used to say when she would like take me to the stores and I would see a senior citizen sitting by themselves, I would cry, and she was like, "Why are you crying?" Because I just didn't like to see the elders. So I'm, like I say, I'm from the young because
Yeah.
they're our future all the way to our elders because they were the ones that paved the way for
They
us. So
paved the
how
way.
dare us drop the ball on something that they worked and died for, blood, sweat, and tears, for us to just sit on social media and complain about what needs to be done. Let's get up and let's do it.
Do it.
So be the change you want to be. Be the change you want to be.
Hey, before you get off here tonight, I need you to share
Yes, ma'am.
the statement on constant because I put it to my page, my Facebook page, but I want to hear you say it because it really just was so powerful. The only thing that
So yeah, so a lot of us, I'm included, we have a hard time with change. Change is, I don't, I'm used to doing it this way and I don't want to do it no other way. The only constant in life is change. We're going to constantly be changing.
yes,
And whether we believe it or not, every day as we get older,
yes,
views are going to change. And that's what I was going to say about the youth. We have to reach the youth at their level because what worked for us is not working for these youth. So we have to be willing to change. I'm not saying just forget about all your morals and values, but listen more, be willing to change, be willing to have an open mind, be willing, because one thing I do every day, I don't compete with anybody else but myself. I try to be I try to be better today than I was yesterday.
yes,
I always
yes.
give myself a challenge, and a lot of us are afraid of challenges, but challenges only build us. They build our character. They make us stronger. Because this is this is life.
Yes, it is.
All of us fall. Every last
Yes,
one of us fall.
yes.
So that's not the point. How many of us get up?
If you
So
fall
what
8 times, get up 9.
get up 9 times. So what I'm gonna ask everyone tonight is don't stay falling. Go vote, early vote, all the way up to Friday, 7 p.m. The polling locations I'll send. I'm trying to copy this to you so I can get it in the chat, but I'm having an issue right now. But I'll get it to you. Go vote, no matter what county you're in. Election day is March 1st. Have a voice in who you want to represent you. Our county convention in Galveston County is March 19th at College of the Mainland. It's at 9 in the morning. I encourage everyone to come out and see the Democratic convention process. It's going to be exciting. I want to call it like a Super Bowl. You can come out, meet the candidates that's won the primaries. You'll get to hear from them. You'll get to see the different precincts. At this convention, we pick delegates that's going to go to the state convention in July to decide the rules and the rules and regulations for the party down here, resolutions, and all this kind of stuff. So get involved. Once again, if you want to get in contact with me, I'll make it easier than that. If you want to be on our email list where I'll send out educational, informative, and updates, text me your email to 409-245-9880, and I will send you any information you need.
All right. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, oh man, I can't say thank you enough. And
thank you.
We're gonna let you go.
And I will have all that information in the comments once you send it to me.
I will, as soon as we unhook, because like I say, my phone is, you know how that goes.
Yeah, I do know how that goes.
As soon as I finish, I'll send it to you, and then we'll go from there. I enjoyed this time. Thank you so much. If you all have any questions or concerns, let me know. I'm here. I have an open door policy. I would say if I don't answer your call, I guarantee you I will call you back that same day. So thank you, ladies, so much. And thank your team for watching.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.